the people's choice.
Before you get started with today's episode, I'd like to offer you a preview of a young gentleman who will be a guest on the next show. He easily has way more wisdom and more sophistication than either Trey or myself. So enjoy this, and we look forward to having him on. How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah? How old are you?
I'm 3.
3? Wow. What is your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman's your favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Which superhero do you want to be?
I want to be Flash.
Flash. He is so cool. Do you think that Uncle Trey and Dada's show is going to be a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what it's called?
Yeah.
It's called Stay in the Gray.
Stay in gray?
Right. So you need to tell all your friends, right? You need to tell all your friends and all your friends' mamas and dadas. You need to say, listen to Stay in the Gray. Can you say that?
Listen to Stay in the gray.
Yeah, that's right, because that's what Dada and Uncle Trey's show is called. Let me ask you a question. Okay, do you think that Uncle Trey likes boys or girls?
Boy.
You think he likes boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dada does too. I think a lot of people might agree with you on that.
Fire in the hole!
Trey,
Yes, sir.
the orcas are closer.
Are you serious?
Yes, I posted this on our social media, and I couldn't wait. I wanted to wait and talk about it on the show, but I couldn't wait because it's scary to me. They are now on our continent. They were, they're over in Europe. We're laughing about it, like, oh, they're not going to find us. They're all the way over there, that Iberian Peninsula place. Now they are on the east coast of the United States.
Wow.
In Nantucket. They were of just a ton of them.
Do you think they're just wanting to come over here to tell their side of the story, maybe?
Let's hope that that's what they would like to do.
Do we have headphones big enough to fit on them?
No. Do they even have ears?
I don't know.
Anyway, we'll research. We'll research.
I still don't know what an orca is. Is that a whale?
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, that is AKA killer whales.
A
but they
big
found their
fish.
way over here to the United States. I said it on the show. No, everybody probably was like, oh, that's so stupid. They're just being silly. Because we're silly. But here they are. I'm not just... Everybody in Nantucket, this is apparently something that this is unusual. This is not normal. And I had a friend of mine that wrote into the show and said, hey, actually the water's a lot cleaner in the last 20 years, which is good news.
Nice.
Over, just that area of the Atlantic and off of New York and off of Massachusetts. Yeah, good job, everybody.
They were doing like some chlorine in there? Or?
Just a little some of the tabs. Little duck with the chlorine tabs in it, and they just throw a few of those in there.
See what happens when we stop drinking out of plastic straws.
I mean,
That's
the
what's
orcas are able to come find us. But that's what he's claiming, is that clean water, more food sources, and they're there. I still believe that maybe at least half the reason they're there is to find us. But whatever.
They heard the show and they're pissed.
They heard it. We're calling them out. And it's that one bitch. It's that one. She's got issues.
Bring it. Orca bitch.
Bring it on. And I also posted something that as the music fades, it's kind of like it gets all intense because it's really messed up, and I don't know why I posted it, Trey, but I did, and so now I have to own it. It's something I read, and it just goes to show you never know. 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 You never you could look next to you and see the most normal looking, guy in a suit. Everything's good. Hold a good position at work, and just not know what he's up to.
See, that's why I don't ever read, Ryan.
Well, that's
you find messed up stuff.
Since we've started this show, you've basically learned how messed up the world is.
Yes,
because before it was all.
I didn't read about stuff.
It was all.
Now I'm watching
beautiful.
the news and reading, and
now you're finding out
depressed.
all sorts of things about humans. And this particular human, and this I don't feel sorry for him at all because he's got issues, but. I mean, he's obviously now under the microscope. I'm sitting here on a show talking about him. He was I wonder how the college feels, the university, I should say. Penn State. This isn't just some random. This is Penn State, and they've had their share of issues.
Notorious for issues.
If we remember,
I do.
Mr. Paterno and Mr.
Good job.
His assistant. A Penn State professor was charged based on camera footage in a state forest. Roth Rock State Forest, to be specific. And
he set the mood.
This guy is named Themis.
Themis, of course. That sounds
right. Matsoukas, which is actually a Greek name.
Oh, I thought he was red-blooded American right there.
Yeah. No, not Jones.
Thank God.
But he's 64, and he was caught on camera in the woods committing, I'm just going to say it, sexual acts with his dog.
What?
Near the restrooms, like the public restrooms. He walked around out of the restroom, and he had nothing on his bottom. He had a button-down shirt on top.
He wants to stay classy.
You got to dress the part. And I would make a joke because this is a collie. It's a female collie.
Oh.
And he had a black mask over his head.
Oh, well, of course, yeah. It makes sense.
He didn't want it to be seen. He didn't want his collie to know it's him that's doing these things to her.
He might be worried about COVID and stuff still, too.
That's true. Maybe it was. No, this is a full over the head, like you're going to rob somebody mask.
Rob a bank or something.
And anyway, so they this guy, I don't even know what to say. So,
I don't know why I'm picturing this.
So let me tell you his credentials. So he's a professor of chemical engineering.
Oh, okay.
Which my dad's a chemical engineer, and I
chemicals
guarantee
was he fucking with?
Exactly. He earned his PhD from Michigan. So I'm going to throw two Big Ten schools. The two big. What's going on in the Big Ten conference?
Right.
Under the boat here, Michigan and Penn State.
I guess they know how to party differently.
Maybe that's why this football's kind of gone downhill. But he's written several books. He's published dozens of journal articles, and he's won at least 3 teaching awards.
Wow.
Including the Premier Teaching Award from Penn State Engineering Alumni Society.
Wow. Well, let him just be with his dog and be happy.
Now the quote is, he's been relieved of his responsibilities.
You think?
He's on leave.
What if he was tenured?
Yeah.
Would they
sure
still be able to fire him?
I'm sure. Well, I think at this point he might have been like, all right, yeah, I'll just walk away. Yeah. I don't know. But what I do know is that he said, then this is where the report you chuckle. So they went into his home with a warrant because of the footage, and they said he was visibly nervous.
You think?
His dog was probably even more nervous.
His dog was in the
excited,
corner smoking a cigarette.
The dog's like, please, or maybe not. But he repeatedly told the park rangers, "Oh, I'm done. I'm dead. You don't get it. If you take me in and you release this, I just do that to blow off steam."
Yeah. Well, let me ask: how did they find out it was him when he's in a black mask?
Well, apparently it was.
He had a mole on his butt. They were able to find him, or
Well, I don't think he was in the mask the whole time. I think it's some sort of. I don't want to put myself into the mindset of this guy.
Oh, come on!
But it might be something that he felt like he needed to have that on during.
So once he's done, he takes the mask off, takes his shirt back in,
he takes it off, puts his pants on, and then moves on.
Walks Lassie like it's no big deal.
Exactly. It is a Lassie dog, the collie. So I don't know if he's got a.
You know what, Ryan? I have to ask, and I know all of our listeners are wondering. Was he doing it doggy style? I just couldn't.
I feel like that'd be too literal.
Oh,
I feel like his collie would probably want to change it up a little.
Change
bit.
it up, yeah. Not be so boring about it.
The other, God, the other kind of chuckly thing I have is his attorney. He has an attorney.
He has an attorney.
Can you imagine taking that case?
You did what?
Yeah. Do you feel like representing me? Well, probably not, but okay.
I'm going to charge double for this.
Can you imagine this guy must be like not winning many cases?
Right?
He's got no work, and he's like, God, what is my career?
You know?
But he said, and I quote, "It would be inappropriate to make any comment at this time."
You think?
So, anyway, that's going on.
He's like, and they got footage of this?
They got, yeah. Well, you're not going to plead not guilty. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I don't know what you plead. Whether you can't plead insanity. I mean, you're the credentials that I've just provided. So I couldn't not post it because I'm sitting here going, I could be, at a restaurant today. I went to lunch with my father today, and I could have looked over and seen this guy, and he looks totally fine, but he's fucking his dog in the woods. Like, it's just weird. And I think what we like to do on this show is bring light to weird people and people that need to be highlighted as stay away.
Yeah. Oh.
That's all. That's the exact reaction, Trey.
Why didn't he just stay in his house? Why did he have to go to the woods?
I don't know. Is it part of the game or is it part of the...
Maybe it was the dog's idea to try to get him caught.
yeah, maybe.
Like, let's take
or maybe
this adventure to the woods.
Yeah, maybe the collie wanted a little role play. Maybe she was bored at the house.
That's true.
She's there. She's there. She's there all day.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Poor guy or girl.
Poor girl. I know. I can't even imagine. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save everybody and let's move. The next little funny story I have, and this is kind of what we do now at the beginning of our shows, is give you some human stories that make me wonder why we even care. I mean, this one's sad in a way, but it's also kind of like the whole weeding, thinning the herd from stupidity, if you will.
Okay.
So this family in Indiana, the grandfather, so there's a man and a wife, and then their two kids. I say kids, one's 14 and one's 18, so technically one kid, one adult. And they were cleaning out the grandfather's home because he, I guess, passed away. So they're going through all his stuff. Well, it doesn't say who, but one of them found a grenade.
Oh, shit.
Because this guy was a veteran.
Okay.
And I think he was World War II. And so, I guess a lot of these people kept, you call it paraphernalia.
Souvenirs.
Souvenirs from World War II. And I get that probably whichever of these people it was that found it maybe thought, okay, whatever. But the report states that whoever found it pulled the pin.
Oh, shit.
Like this isn't real. Oh, look at Grandpa. He was just hanging out with this. It's like a
fake grenade.
Yeah, it's like a memento, but it doesn't. It can't possibly work. And so they're like, "Look, hey, everybody!" And they pull the pin.
Oh shit!
And then, of course, it doesn't go off right away until it, And so they, I guess, set it down, and something hit it, and boom.
Oh.
The dad died.
Damn.
The two kids had shard, whatever you want to call it, in their skin, and they had to go to the hospital, and they lost their dad. 46 years old.
Damn.
Because somebody pulled the pin on a grenade. I imagine. I can only imagine that's the scenario. Where they're all just sitting around, hey, look, your granddad's grenade. And they like pull it and then boom.
Wow.
So I can't decide what do you think? Is that stupid or is that just, man, it's just kind of like you didn't know enough? Or maybe the grandfather should have said, hey, when I die, I've got some shit you need to be aware of.
Don't look in the bottom drawer.
Or just don't touch anything in the bottom drawer.
Oh.
Or leave the pen in. Guess what?
That's
it's not gonna explode if the pin's in, right? I mean, I'm not a grenade expert, but that's what I've always been told.
Maybe zip tie that damn thing.
Something
before you die.
Zip
Something.
ties. Put some monkey glue on that. Some super glue.
Damn. That's horrible.
Yeah, I know that sucks. And so I'm sitting there like I don't know whether to. I mean, obviously, I feel for the family, but the mom wasn't even there. Can you imagine getting that call as the mom? Like your husband and kids have been
In a grenade
They were in a
accident.
grenade accident. Yeah.
What the fuck?
So anyway, those are my 2 stories to intro into the show. I just wanted to, or 3 stories if you can count the fact that the orcas are getting closer.
Chasing us.
Look, Trey, if there's a story tomorrow or even a week from now that they've spotted a group of orcas in Galveston,
Oh, shit.
in Texas and the Gulf,
We're moving.
we will know. How about that?
Yeah.
We will know at that point that this is something that
This is serious.
people need to stop laughing at us and they need to take it seriously.
So after our story on the last show about finding a snake head
Ugh,
in the
yes.
salad, I found another story that popped up this in Michigan.
How is there a story
I
that
don't know.
relates to a snakehead in a salad in there?
This was interesting. So before I go into my story, I was curious. And I don't know why I didn't ask you after the snakehead story, but have you ever found anything in any of your food?
No, I don't think so.
Nothing fun, cool.
Nothing that I knew what it was. Like maybe there might have been a kind of an object or like a little small piece of like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Kind of like, I'm not going to take a chance, and you just toss it and you keep eating.
Eat around it.
Eat around it.
See, I've found
Oh, you found stuff?
I found an insect in each.
Oh God.
Well,
that's my nightmare. Is to find like a big insect, not
And-
little ones, whatever.
so one was at a restaurant, cheese fries. Actually, both of them were cheese fries.
What
too.
was the insect? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Don't tell you.
Well, what was it?
It rhymes with ouch.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh God. You're joking.
I'm very serious. And what was funny is
What restaurant? We're calling them
we're
out.
blasting it.
Yes.
Okay. So Hooters was the first. one.
Should be.
And what was funny is I was trying to be very
There was a
discreet
roach
about
in
it.
your cheese fries.
Yes. And
Like a whole one.
It was burnt to a crisp.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And the waitress actually came over, and I was trying to point at it and be very discreet so people around us, and she started squealing. And needless to say, the manager came over, and the cool thing was, obviously, food was comped.
I was going to say, did they leave?
And what's even funnier is when I tell the story, they comped beer for us, and you know how much I drink.
Yeah.
And so
You should have been like, I need
that was a
something else.
waste. Yeah.
I need our waitress to flash me in the
I need
bag.
unlimited water. You know, I don't know. So I told a buddy of mine. He's like, "Why didn't you call me? I would have came up there."
I think there were a bunch of us that would have been up there.
Yeah.
Although
So-
I would have stayed away with that.
And the other one was at Sonic, and I told him I'm at the back of the restaurant. I just want somebody to come out and see this. You know,
Same thing?
same thing.
Same bug. God.
Didn't even care. They're like, "Oh, let me go get you some other ones," and I was like, "What?"
I'm good. I'm
I'll
good.
respectfully decline.
Yeah, because it came from the same area that
You
the
know.
other one came from.
So in this
Oh, that
story,
makes me sick.
this
I'm sorry.
mom, and I kind of laugh at this, and maybe it's because I don't have kids. Seeing that you have kids, maybe you'll find this a little bit more furious than I did. But yes,
I'm still thinking about the stupid roach and the, oh, God.
the
Go
story
ahead.
says unhappy meal,
Ugh.
and makes me laugh.
So this is McDonald's.
McDonald's, and it says furious Michigan mom makes horror find in McDonald's Happy Meal, which
Well, at least
I'm
she's in
sitting here
Michigan.
laughing.
That's a ways away.
So I'm sitting here, what the hell did she find? The amount of rage that went through me, I've never experienced before.
Well, I like the setup.
Can you
I
think
like
of
it.
any? What can you imagine anything that she would have found?
Well, if it's if it's like a Happy Meal, would it be something sexual?
Okay, that's a good guess. That's something maybe I would have assumed.
No, not you.
But she shared a photo.
Okay, non-sexual. Okay.
Shared a photo. Her 2-year-old Happy Meal, or 2-year-old child's Happy Meal, had a box cutter in it.
What?
Isn't that weird? A box cutter.
Yeah. Well, that's weird, obviously, and it's not as gross as something else. But that sucks, dude. I mean, that 2-year-old.
That's weird, and she was absolutely furious about it.
What you think? You just gave a blade to a 2-year-old.
So, what's even weirder? Another woman in Michigan also found a box cutter several weeks prior to this
But why would there?
at McDonald's.
What is McDonald's doing?
I
Trying to
don't
kill
know.
our youth?
I don't know, and they shared photos on Facebook. Says that the 7-year-old daughter found it inside her Happy Meal. Said the amount of worry and rage that went through me, I've never experienced before. That's what makes me funny. Is it really a lot of rage when you find a box
But
cutter?
why a box cutter though?
It's more like what the fuck moment more than
Well,
rage.
there's
you know?
definitely that, but the rage comes from the fact that the child could really hurt himself, him or herself, And if you have a little brother, you have something like that, and you're just playing around with it, like, what's this? And you slice your, you could literally kill a child.
She said that the child came up to her and said, "Mommy, would you open my toy?" So she went to.
She thought it was a toy.
Says so. She went to give me the toy, and when I grabbed it, it was a box cutter. I was blown away. So yeah.
The question I have for you is: do you think that a worker that was just kind of like maybe miserable, like did this on purpose?
I don't know.
But how would a box cutter accidentally get in there?
I went ahead and Googled.
Disgusting
objects allegedly.
God.
Found
You're going to do
fast
this.
food.
You're going to do this, aren't you? Okay.
Some of the ones that jumped out at me.
These are real stories.
These are real stories.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and apparently, here's another one from McDonald's. It says most kids.
Well, there are 4 billion McDonald's in the world.
Yeah. So most kids get their toys with Happy Meal. This one 7-year-old Swiss girl allegedly got a condom with her McDonald's fries.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's kind of funny.
So this was a McDonald's in Switzerland.
Can you see, like, Mommy, like, what's this?
What's this?
What toy is this? Is this a balloon?
Was it still in the package? Was it out?
No.
It didn't
used?
say.
Oh, I had to go there.
So, yeah, that would have been... so here's one, a knife. That would be kind of interesting. It like the box
a knife was
here.
found. Wow.
A knife was found, and this was
but like a butter
Subway
knife
restaurant. It says baking a giant knife into a loaf of bread. So,
into the bread?
Actually, I'm sorry. So I misread this. A 26-year-old New Yorker was accused a Subway restaurant of baking a knife into a loaf of bread. So it claims that he found a 7-inch knife mid-bite and went on to sue the sandwich chain for millions.
See, this is the reason I would have wanted to find something. You got your meal comped. I would have gone for more.
Yeah?
Yeah, you had a meal comp and beer tab. You don't even drink.
Right. I was trying to be cool about it,
Be cool about it. Look, I don't care how hot the waitress was. There's a freaking roach in your cheese fries. That's disgusting, and you needed to get some comp.
And actually, it was our friend that it played on the softball team.
When it happened?
Yeah.
Oh, was she third base? Pitcher? Oh.
Yeah.
She squealed.
So,
but anyway.
Here's a couple more on here. I don't know which one's worse, and maybe you can help me out which one's the worst one. So, first one is a syringe. It says a Hawaii-based soldier claims he was injured by a needle a few bites into his Burger King triple stack.
I was going to say, was it a Happy Meal for this guy?
So he said he was eating a meal at home.
Triple stack. Well, he's a military guy.
Stacker,
You got to eat the triple stack.
He bit into a wayward needle that made his tongue bleed. He was hospitalized for 6 days after another needle was found in his small intestine. What?
Oh, so there were more than one needle, and he just bit. So he swallowed one. He didn't even realize.
That's some shit right there.
He must have been hungry. How do you swallow a needle?
Swallow a needle, yeah.
Like on the way down, was he like, "Oh man, I need to chew that better"? Like,
right? And then the other story in 2005, it says San Jose, California, police were investigating a strange case of a woman who claimed to have found a finger in her bowl of Wendy's chili.
Oh God, how does that happen? Is somebody killing people in the Wendy's?
That's some weird shit right there. How do you?
Yeah, that's her finger.
How somebody just scoop out to put chili into
and not see the finger
and not see the damn finger. So
well, the joke was on Friends, and look, Trey and I will always bring up Friends, so you guys can suck it. I love you. Friends had one where Phoebe early on in the had a thumb in her soda.
In her soda can.
Yeah. Well, the joke was, how the so she got $8,000 from it,
and then she was upset for getting the money,
and she felt like she shouldn't have had it, so she gave it away and all that. But the bottom line is she found a thumb in her soda. Well, how does that happen in mass production when they're bottling or putting it in the can? How does a thumb? Did somebody while on the factory line get their thumb chopped off and just didn't tell anybody?
I guess Bill should have came running up saying,
I know,
chopped a finger off. They should have stopped the assembly line right there.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? That's just one. Maybe it'll go in there.
All right.
Just one.
We won't find it.
It's one can. There's thousands and thousands here, but yeah. Any more on that list?
I mean, there's a mouse in Popeye's chicken. Let's see here. Human flesh at Arby's.
How do they know it was human flesh?
That's especially at Arby's. How do you know if that's human flesh?
It could have just been the roast beef.
A deep fried chicken head. That was also at McDonald's.
What? Are they literally killing the chickens in the back? I don't think so. They order. So that's their distributor. That's the chicken distributor at McDonald's, which we learned. So it's fried chicken head along with wood pulp.
Wood pulp.
We've learned that.
And then we've got an unidentifiable chicken organ at a Popeyes in Florida.
How'd they know it was an organ?
That's a great question.
I mean, it looks like maybe a pinto bean or something.
Oh, that is interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, anyway. So I guess they assumed it wasn't a pinto bean.
So now, I guess you can be excited with whatever you order, from Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever the case may be.
Man.
There may be an extra surprise in that
it makes you rethink,
box.
It makes you rethink ordering this stuff or going to get it. But I don't do it much anymore. But when I do, I'm gonna be into every bite inspecting. It's gonna make it not as fun. It's not gonna be as glorious.
You're gonna have to double check, triple check.
Thank you for this.
You're welcome.
For this,
I already ate.
Yeah, you did already eat. So did you hear about Conor McGregor in the news recently?
Actually,
he's kind of fizzling a little bit. I think he's gained a little weight. He's not fighting anymore, right? Yeah. Did you hear about?
Well, I don't know. I think he is still fighting. Actually, I heard he's pretty swollen up though. He's pretty big now. He's not lean like he used to be. So
did he go up in like a weight class?
I think he's going up in weight class, or maybe he's being linked to professional wrestling too. At some point.
Are you excited?
No.
You were never a McGregor. So apparently Conor McGregor is over here in the States, and he was at he had a bit with the Miami Heat, who are now gone, right? They lost. Denver ended up winning that. So the Denver Nuggets ended up beating the Miami Heat in the NBA championship. But in the Miami Heat game in Miami, I think it was game four. Conor McGregor was in attendance, and he did a bit with the mascot, and the mascot's name is Bernie.
I see what they did there for the Heat, Bernie.
Yeah. And it's spelled Burnie, of course.
Clever.
So that's Bernie.
Bernie.
And Conor McGregor, they were doing a bit, and he was supposed to punch Bernie, and Bernie was going to go down and hop back up. Well, apparently he knocked Bernie out. And it wasn't one punch. He did like a combo 2-punch thing where it just this thing just went down. I mean, apparently, and then
can you imagine the squeal from that mascot when he's like, oh?
And there's a picture of it which is even funnier. And this mascot's going down, but it has a huge smile on its face as it's going down.
Shit.
And McGregor looks like in his face like he looks angry at this thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when Conor McGregor realized what had happened, he took the mask off and started doing this spray, which apparently helps in this situation. And I'm going, well, why did he have the spray with him if he didn't think he was going to knock this guy out?
Wouldn't.
And so I thought that was something that needed to be. Well, actually, now it says that he punched him. Okay, I wanted to get this right. McGregor hit Bernie with a left hook. It knocked him down, but then he punched him when he was on the floor.
Did he really?
Then he tried to spray the mascot with pain relief product, while several members of the Heat's in-game promotional team dragged Bernie off the court. Can you? I'm trying to visualize. I wish I was there and I saw this.
That's hilarious.
And so anyway, I wanted to bring that up because it's kind of like really, Conor.
Yeah, it says he's sending him to the ER.
Yeah, and
Holy
he was
crap.
trying to check things out. But that got me thinking about not thinking too heavily, Trey. But I started thinking about mascots, and I heard something here locally a couple weeks ago. I think one of our local sports channels. I happened to come across it, and they were talking about this subject, and it was very interesting to me because I'm sitting here like maybe we've wasted our time in life.
Oh yeah.
These mascots, the professional mascots, specifically the NBA,
Okay.
The other ones are okay, but the NBA. What if I told you that the Denver Nuggets mascot, which by the way is a mountain lion,
Makes sense. Yeah.
but I mean, you and your mountain lion history.
Oh, I see what you're
and
doing
his
there.
name is Rocky.
Oh, of course.
Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain.
He makes $625,000 a year
Are you serious?
for being the mascot of that team.
I could absolutely do that.
That's what I'm saying.
I could run around and act like an idiot.
I would split the games with you and take 300.
Hell yeah.
I mean, so the second most is Harry the Hawk for the Atlanta Hawks. He makes $600,000, so he's $25,000 less expensive.
Which is weird. You would think something like maybe the Bulls mascot or the Knicks.
How about number 3 is the Bulls?
Oh, okay.
Is Benny the Bull?
Benny
he
the
makes, but he makes $400,000. So
Wow.
it jumped down $200,000.
So Atlanta and
Denver.
That's weird. Denver
I
and
know.
Atlanta are
I
the
know.
two most expensive ones.
What do these mascots do? Is what it had me thinking. I mean, is there something? Well, the biggest thing I'll tell you about in a second is that it's not just being the mascot at the games. So these mascots can make appearances outside of it, and you can get paid for it. So
Hopefully they don't have any Lassie dogs or anything either.
yeah, there's some weird mascot meetup. Yeah. So the fourth is the Suns Go. His name is Go, the gorilla, which to me doesn't make any sense.
No.
It's the Phoenix Suns. Why is it a gorilla?
Yeah.
But he makes $200,000, and then the Hornets, Hugo the Hornet, makes $100,000. Those are the top 5. The average is actually more realistic. It's $62,000 a year for all of them.
Okay.
But I mean, that's still
Man, what is the
$62,000 a year. Yeah, I know.
well, to make it average 60,
To me, yeah, I mean,
So
it's
the-
got to be like,
$10 a game or something. The very bottom.
well, that, you know what? That actually makes more sense to me as a mascot. You doing this kind
Wow.
of voluntarily. The guy that makes $625,000 a year, what does he do? I mean,
Especially the Denver Nuggets
Yeah.
of all teams and the Atlanta Hawks. That's just that baffles me.
so I was curious then. I said, well, everything that's come up has been basketball, NBA. So then I looked at the Major League Baseball. That's a big variety. You can make $450 to $2,000 a game.
Okay.
So if you're making $2,000 a game, and there are 81 home games, that's $162,000 a year. That's
Not bad
pretty
money.
good.
Yeah.
If you're on the lower end and you're only worth $450 a game, you're only making about $45,000 is my math that I did in my head, and a little over $40,000 I think. Which I still believe you can do more in life than mascot a team. So that's not a bad second job.
No, not at all.
But
And then you could do a podcast on the side.
do a podcast on the side. Maybe this is our mission.
Start calling.
But the biggest thing that I found just mind-boggling. Okay, get this: the Phillies mascot.
Okay.
I forget I don't think I saw a name, but you know what I'm talking. I think he's a bird.
Isn't that the one with the big? I thought that was a big nose. Looks like Cubert. No.
Yeah, but I thought it was like a furry bird-looking thing with a cuber nose. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a Philly is.
He actually showed up at WrestleMania one.
Well, there you go.
So
Okay, so he is making appearances at $600 an hour.
Damn.
And apparently he's worth over $1 million because he's made over $1 million just being the mascot.
Interesting.
But he doesn't make 600. I mean, he's making $50,000 a year on his salary, but then he makes appearances.
Yeah.
So you're going. I mean, I'd make an appearance in a damn suit for that kind of
Absolutely.
cash. $600 an hour.
Yeah.
I
You
might
don't have to
sta-
say anything.
I might stay for 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
If you-
They're like, please leave. They're pushing me out the door. No.
No, I gotta make sure everybody.
You hit that stopwatch.
Yeah.
Everybody else is gone. You have to leave now.
How about NFL? So NFL, guess who the number one? Which is you'd think the NFL, in my opinion, would pay the most. And it's the
would
least.
think, yeah.
It's the least.
Really?
The number one is actually somebody you might know called Rowdy
Oh, my Cowboys?
for your Cowboys. $65,000 a year. Still good.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
that's the
it's like
number
8
one.
games.
That's
Yeah.
the number one. And then, yeah, that's true. You're talking about lower games.
Yeah.
But so 8 games, 65,000. You do the math. That's not bad,
It's
right?
not bad.
Second is Pat Patriot. You could probably
Okay.
guess 65. So they're both the same. Then you got Sourdough Sam. Do you know where he is? I had to look it up.
Hold on. Sourdough Sam.
Sourdough Sam You'll never get it. I mean, you could if you sat here and went through all the
Seattle Seahawks.
Close. San Francisco.
Okay.
You're in the right area of geography. But why would it?
Sourdough Sam.
Why would a Seahawk be a sourdough Sam?
I don't know. I just the S's were throwing me off. Seattle Seahawks.
Well, San Francisco.
Yeah, that's true too.
San Francisco. So he makes 60, and then Toro, who where's Toro? I don't even know where Toro's from.
Toro.
I apologize.
Maybe the Broncos.
Ladies and gentlemen, no, he's not the Broncos. Anyway, maybe the Colts. Either
the Colts. That makes sense.
either one. But he only makes 60 as well. So the average is the 50,000 is the lowest. So they're all about the same.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
They're
not
all
bad for 8 games.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They're all about the same. So there's
I don't think they travel, do they? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. But they're not making. It's not like they're making.
Who's the Steelers mascot?
We don't. There's 4 teams that don't have a mascot.
Okay,
and we're
you're
one
one
of
of
the
the 4.
Steelers are one of the 4. We don't have cheerleaders either.
Really?
That's why maybe our payroll should be a little higher.
You would think.
Save that 50 grand.
Man.
Put a little more into maybe the kicker or something. The last one is the NHL, which is your favorite, hockey. Would you believe that the average is 68,000?
Oh, that's not bad.
But my theory with that is the obvious. Those mascots have to skate.
Oh,
They have to go out there and do tricks and skate and
Yeah, that would be
fall
tough.
and so maybe they're worth a little more.
I would be a
don't know.
boring mascot on that one.
You just fall. You'd be entertaining.
I would go very slow.
gliding. But they're anywhere from 25 to 75 an hour with that average. Did you know that a water boy in the NHL makes $53,000 a year?
Are you shitting me?
He just hands them the water bottles.
Does he just spray the water on the ice to keep the ice up?
It might be that too, but I'd be willing to add that to the job description for 53 grand.
53 grand
Just
as a water
boy.
Wow.
So
could do that.
Bobby Boucher did not make 53 grand.
No.
And he was in college. But
Would you think about being a water boy and your favorite team comes? So let's say, for instance, you're a water boy for the Stars and the Penguins come into play, right?
yeah.
Would you give the Stars shit the whole time, even though you're
that's
the water
true.
boy
I'm the
for
water
that
boy
team?
for the Stars. I accidentally knock the guy as he's getting over the bed. Trying to-
Sprayed in his eye or something.
Yeah. I have a feeling if I started working for a team, it'd be really hard. I mean, I'd always be a fan of my teams. But
Right.
It'd still be difficult to cheer against the team I'm working for.
It's like, Ryan, you can't sit on the bench with Penguin
You're right.
gear on.
Yeah. Can I wear my jersey of the opposition team?
No, you can't do that.
No, that's not going to work. The last thing I'll mention with the thing, I just thought this was interesting. It's kind of fun. The last thing is
I think this is the most sports we've talked
Yeah.
in any of our shows.
Yeah, we all, for those that don't know, Trey and I were thinking about doing more of a sports show, but the market seems saturated, so we went with stupid news stories.
There you
go. World travel, if you will. But all this got me thinking about college. Okay, well, if you're making this much as a professional, what do the college mascots? And it's about what I thought. I mean, the highest, the average to the highest ends up being on the high $28,000 a year.
Okay.
And most of it is just a student at the college, and you get tuition, which is still great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a little bit of a stipend, and you get to go and travel with the team, and you go with the team.
I would definitely do that.
In the pros, you don't travel necessarily, but in college you do because you got your whole section of college travel and the cheerleaders and all that, and so you go on all the games. So I just thought that was interesting about the college. But that'd be cool. I mean, I would do that.
That would be cool in college to do that.
There were some. I saw some ads and I lost them. I apologize, but there were some ads on the work employment sites like Indeed and what's ZipRecruiter and all those. Give you some plugs, guys. There are some ads for mascots.
Really?
For like community colleges.
Oh, no.
And it's like, yeah, I know. You're like, look, you're worth at least 50 grand, right?
Absolutely.
But this one was like,
show up for a Subway sandwich.
I think it said 2,500 for the season or something, something, but
and a box lunch for every game.
Something, you get maybe a hot dog at the concession stand or something.
Half off
the
hot dog.
But I think that was what it was some of these like junior colleges and the small colleges. They're still paying to their credit, but it wasn't quite as appealing as the Denver Nuggets mascot who's making $600
grand
$1,000. So there's my mascot talk.
That makes me think. I wonder how many players make less than the Denver Nugget mascot. for a season.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I know. Well, in hockey, it's rare that you get below that. I mean, I think there are a few $800,000-$900,000 players that are, if you're in the minors. So I guarantee you there are some probably in basketball. Don't they have like a D League or something? Or
Yes.
guarantee you there are guys that are making less than that guy.
Yes.
I wonder if they're pissed.
Now that they're listening to this show, they're going to be pissed.
Since all NBA players listen to our show.
Yes.
We should start. Look, if you're one NBA player, spread the word.
Yeah. Let your friends know.
But yeah, so that's my mascot talk. So I'm going to move on from professional mascots making way too much money to our quote-unquote serious topic of the night.
Speaking of serious, I really seriously need to get a pedicure right about now.
You know what?
My toes are looking rough.
I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I don't know why, because I'm giving her way too many plugs, but Allison thinks that we should go get pedicures together.
That sounds amazing. I would do that.
And document it, because it could be a stay in the gray. We could get some sort of a stay in the gray logo colors and things like that.
I like it. I'm down.
I'm not sure why the person I hired to help us with social media is telling us to go get pedicures, but I'll listen to her because she scares me sometimes. in the nicest way. I mean,
in a nice way.
She's not scary looking. She just scares me sometimes. She's a very, very smart person, and you know, smart women are intimidating to some people, right?
I believe that.
So tonight, and we don't have to get way into it, and I'm going to preface this because I'm so constantly annoyed, Trey. Can you imagine that?
I can't.
You're
so mellow.
Right. By the people that are unwilling to really take context into account in anything.
Okay.
What I mean by that is if I'm literally telling you something that about what we're talking about, and I say, this is what I meant by that, don't look at me and say, no, you didn't. You meant this. Because, who are you?
Right.
That's my problem. Who are you to say this? And that's what's going on in politics today. That's what's going on with all the social issues. On one side or the other, you don't know, we know over here.
Yes.
You know nothing. And if you say, hey, why don't we just talk about it? It's this immediate. I don't talk to people that think this way.
Yeah.
So this may bring some of that out, and but we're going to go ahead and do it.
Bring it.
So, in the state of Minnesota, I have no problem with the state of Minnesota.
Okay.
Vikings. It's definitely cold there.
Yeah.
And I've been there once, and I went into Minneapolis and drove up through it to get up to Canada, and I spent some time in Minnesota, nice state, land of 8 million lakes. I think it's 20,000 lakes they call themselves.
In the Mall of America.
Mall of America. And they, big hockey state, so I appreciate that. And there literally are lakes everywhere, and it's cool. It's neat. It's unique. They, unfortunately, however, have some leadership questions from my end. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to sit here and question them because I don't necessarily agree with what's going on there. But I'm not a politician in Minnesota, so I'm just going to talk about it with you. How about that? Did you hear about Minnesota and their what's called the Minnesota Dream Act? Have you heard of that?
Minnesota Dream Act?
Dream Act.
I have not.
Okay. What that is they're allowing illegal immigrants that are in Minnesota to get free college education.
Wow.
And free medical care.
Wow.
Yeah. On taxpayer money.
How are they justifying this?
Well, that's my point. And I looked at this and read it over and over again, and I'm just like, is this real? And not because I have no. This is the shit I hear, Trey. How dare you? You have no sympathy or empathy or whatever for these poor illegal immigrants or these refugees, or they have a horrible life. Well, of course I do. I don't want anybody hurt and suffering, but you have to also have law and order. You can't just have chaos because of it. And in this case, you've got people that are working their ass off in most cases, who some people can't go to college because it costs much, who are American citizens.
Right.
and people that are racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills in the hospitals
Because they were born here.
because they were born here, apparently.
Yeah.
And people that want to talk about this healthcare, we need a universal healthcare, we need this and that. Well, that doesn't mean you just all of a sudden hand it over to people who are undocumented, illegal immigrants.
And these are these, I don't know if it goes into detail, are these people that are trying to gain citizenship the right way? Or are these people that have literally just been shipped into Minnesota to put them somewhere because they just came across the border?
I don't know if they are part of that whole like shipping to the north thing from the border. And from all I know, the only stipulation that I read was that if you're in a household that's making more than $80,000 a year, or if the students ever attended a private school. Well, how do you attend that? I don't know. How do you attend a private school if you're illegal? If you're an illegal immigrant? And so there is definitely more to it. I mean, if they are coming in with the sole intent of this, then that's even more of a problem, in my opinion.
Right.
But if they're there already, which has been happening in this country,
Yeah.
and they're there, then my problem is, why are they getting this special treatment?
Right.
When a guy may be born in Minnesota, down the street from where this illegal person lives, doesn't get this. I mean, he's racking up medical bills if he goes to the hospital. He's got to pay for his college. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I read it a few times. I read a couple different articles, and there's nothing more than that. It's just that's what it's saying. That there Minnesota lawmakers are filling out a Minnesota Dream Act, which is an application that will be considered for free college, and it's known as the North Star Promise, which is Minnesota. The North Stars was the hockey team, but that's
Right.
kind of, I guess, their deal. And then, like I said, is the only precluding factors were the amount per year. I mean, there's more to it, and I'm going to dig a little deeper. But when I read this earlier, I just was kind of like, man, I don't mean to seem like we don't care about these people, because it's not about that, right?
Right.
Okay, go ahead. You talk.
I'm just wondering if I learn a different language
You can pretend to be
and
elite.
stumble up there like I have no clue, if I could get a free education out of that.
You know what? People spend so much time trying to claim that they're actual legal
Right.
citizens, and
Not from here.
you'd be like trying to claim you're not.
I have no idea what this land is.
Yeah, it says you were born in Dallas, Texas. No,
No.
that wasn't me.
Lying.
That wasn't
the hell
that's
they're talking
it was
about?
Another Trey, another Lewis.
Wow.
So
I mean, I guess I'm just trying to, are they hoping that they'll stay in Minnesota and they'll
maybe
contribute?
But again, I think it may be part of this whole big. Their leadership right now is so into this virtue signaling idea of, look at us, we're going to help everybody. And this is what one of them said. The higher education chairman Omar Fatah, which says
Omar who?
Fatah.
Fatah?
And that it does say something. I mean, when you've got chairmen and you've got politicians who are of similar background, maybe, or ethnicity, maybe that's what it is. But he said, we want to make sure that when we're expanding opportunities for everybody, we're doing it for all Minnesotans. Is that how they pronounce it? Minnesotans?
Minnesota.
I would have thought it
Minnesota.
Minnesotians or something like that. That sounds cooler.
That sounds cool. Minnesotians.
Minnesotans. We were doing it for all Minnesotans, regardless of background, regardless of the documentation status. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You can't just, regardless of the documentation status. This is not a free-for-all. This country is not a free-for-all. And I say that from the neutral point. I'm not saying that from some far right, screw everybody and send them away. That's not what I'm saying.
So are they doing the same thing for the Minnesotians that, maybe grew up without the same privilege, to be able to go to college and as easy as other people, and they didn't have the money, so here we go. We're giving you a free college too. Or is that since they're Americans? No, they don't get that same privilege.
Well, that's a good point. I think the problem is right now they're not getting it. As far as I know, I mean, like why would this come out and not something else that states the same thing? And the answer is easy. You can afford to do that and make college education mean anything. You can't. That's my argument with a lot of people that demand that everybody gets free college. And we had this talk, didn't we, during like socialism and capitalism way back in the day? My argument with that is that if everybody gets it, it's just like it doesn't mean anything. If it's just free and handed out, there's no motivation. People aren't working hard. You're just going through the motions. College is college, and everybody can do it. I feel like some people don't appreciate it, but there are a lot of people in college that do appreciate. Okay, I am paying for this, or my parents are paying for this, or I've earned a scholarship, or I've earned the grants. And then you put more effort into it because of that. Not everybody. But so for me, it's kind of sitting there, well, but why would you allow these students that are not citizens of this country? And I keep chuckling because it's just, I keep saying it and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it, but the logic behind it is. So,
look, if there is a program that to help illegal immigrants, it's right there in the title, people. And again, come at me and say all you want, but illegal immigrants are just that. And we just turn the other cheek. Would you want to allow a free education for somebody else that broke our laws in any way? I mean, this is technically breaking the law if you are now living here illegally. There should maybe there should be programs that we could start that would be like, hey, let's move towards citizenship. You can go to school. We'll help you there if you do take the steps.
There you go.
To become a citizen, or but then you're also looking at people across the world that are doing it the right way, and they're waiting for their opportunity.
Yeah.
Not as much anymore because
a little bit more logic behind that, though.
But that's the point. And I've met so many people in my travels that are those people. Some here that went through it.
Right.
One guy from Bulgaria had to go. We joked about landmines in North Korea. This guy back in communist Bulgaria crawled through minefields to get out of there into Greece, and then they shipped him back, and then he was in prison, and he did this, and all just waiting for his chance. He finally had a representative in the embassy, and he went and he made his way up to Sweden, of all places, because we have a lot of Swedish representation right now all over there, and made it up there, and then finally he met with somebody, and he got his chance after like 10 to 12 years of scampering around and being returned and imprisoned, and
wow.
And he got his chance, and he came over, and he earned it, and he's a citizen now. And he's sitting there going, what is going on with this illegal stuff? Because I went the right way.
On the show.
I would love to get in contact with him. He's got a story, let me tell you, his story. And I was actually, as a writer, I was going to take it on, but I moved away from where we lived together. And I would love to talk to him. Maybe he'll come on.
That'd be interesting.
He was a good guy, and he just, like I said, that was just one example of somebody doing it the right way, and how many people right now are waiting for their opportunity the right way.
Right.
And so, and I don't know why I get, some people that look and they get all fired up about it. How dare you? These people want help. Well, but so do the other people that are doing it the right way. So anyway, this isn't going to be a very, very long conversation, obviously, because you and I seem to have the same mindset, which is, what? Like, how is this real? And so we'll look into it further. And if anybody knows more about it, and there's something else that we're missing here, go on and comment on social media, email us, do whatever, because I couldn't find any reason that this made sense at all, other than the leadership in Minnesota had an agenda and had some sort of a narrative that they are pushing. So
kind of a look at me, look at what we're doing.
Look at me, look at what we're doing. But also, like I said, if there were some that had their own ethnicity kind of mirrored that of some of these people they're trying to help, also was something I was thinking.
That makes sense.
And there are some reps that are like that, and it's not being racist to say that. It's just being honest. If you are somebody from and I have somebody in mind that's high up, and if you're a representative from Syria, let's say, you're going to want to help Syrian people, right? I mean, you're from Syria.
You would think.
I mean, that makes sense, but doesn't mean that you should be doing it illegally.
Right.
Or passing laws to do it on taxpayer money. I mean, I can't imagine living in Minnesota. Wouldn't you be pissed right now if your taxes on your paycheck were coming out going to this?
I've got some friends from Minnesota. I have to reach out and see what they think.
Get some quotes. Get some. Well, act professional. Get some some documentation of their quotes.
That would be interesting.
So I don't even know if half of them are even aware. It's kind of a recent thing. So anyway, so we'll end it there. I don't want it to go into a long thing, but it is a serious thing, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm uncomfortable with it. That is the way to end it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Are you uncomfortable with it as well?
A little bit.
All right.
A little bit. So let me.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let me change directions.
I like it.
So
is it another serious talk?
Serious to me.
But that's all that matters.
So I'm kind of curious to know. In my past relationship history, been married twice. Obviously, grew up as a horny teenager. So, there's been times when you're not getting enough sex, and the hand is not doing it for you.
Okay. We go from illegal immigrant documentation status to...
I've searched for alternate methods.
Okay.
I've even bought a sex toy. Unfortunately, it did not last a weekend. But
God, I don't even want to know.
I'm curious.
But you're telling me that you bought something to help yourself.
To help myself.
Your self-love.
Yeah, self-love. Have you ever done something like that?
I didn't know that was even a thing. Like, okay,
neither have I.
Without being too graphic, the most that I did as a teenager was probably like, kiss my pillow.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So no American Pie moment where you pull the pie out of the oven.
No, I didn't do that.
And
that's why when that movie came out, it was so funny because I'm going, I can't imagine doing that, much less having somebody catch me doing that.
So
don't tell me you've had an apple pie moment.
No, I haven't had an apple pie moment.
That sounds like you had something else.
I've a banana cleaner before. So I ran across a story.
As long as it wasn't a banana peeler, you're okay.
No.
You have a story about this too?
I ran across a story.
Okay.
A man was arrested in a park for trying to have sex with a tree.
I'm sorry, what?
A tree.
A tree, like one of those big things with leaves and sticks?
Tree.
How does that even work?
Said he's in his 40s and he's in Salisbury, Wiltshire. So thank God it's not an American.
Oh, that's a Brit?
So yeah,
England,
goodness.
Right? Are their trees softer and more?
It says a man has been arrested for trying to have sex with a tree after shocked sunbathers saw him stripped naked before kissing and rubbing the stump.
He kissed this. He was like making out with it too?
Yes.
He wanted foreplay.
Said members of the public had been concerned about the man's behavior when suddenly exposed himself and began rubbing his body against the bark. Says video footage shows the man kicking off his blue shorts and pulling off his navy t-shirt before embracing the tree.
Full embrace.
So yeah, and this was at Queen Elizabeth Gardens. Said after I stopped recording, the police turned up and started following the man around and arrested him. Can you imagine? I mean, this goes back to...
What did the guy think was going to happen?
I have no idea. It says...
So he's fully exposed? Like fully naked? Just humping this tree?
Just getting it on with the tree.
Wouldn't that hurt? Wouldn't it cause blood or...
And actually, he's been released on bail.
Okay. Fair enough.
Inquiries are going on. I guess it's... innocent until proven guilty, right?
I mean, the tree is a living thing.
And that's about as much of the story as it has on here. It's just, yeah.
Did the tree say no? The tree said no.
Did you buy the tree? Is that where can you imagine getting wood pulp on your food from that tree?
Maybe that's what he was trying to do, was just get a little extra wood pulp.
Get a little wood pulp on, so yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Wow.
So
well, I mean, it kind of reminds me of a bunch of teenage dudes that will use their pillows and things like that, but not a tree.
Not a tree. And that seems like it would. Can you imagine a splinter?
That's what.
My God.
What do you mean a splinter? How about
multiple
tons
splinters?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I want to know what kind of. I want to know way too many details about this story. I want to know what kind of tree it was, how big it was, what the bark was like. I mean,
and it looks like it literally looks like a big 6-foot tree stump.
Oh, it's
really what it looks
big
like.
Stump?
Yeah, it's a big stump.
What about the tree stump was attractive
What
to
turned
this man?
him on? It's kind of leaning to the right a little bit too. Of course, in this picture, I don't know if that's a
But
turn
because
on.
this wasn't just I need to relieve myself. This is a full out like
Getting butt
relationship.
naked. Yeah.
I mean, he was like making out with it. He was foreplay. He was kissing and
Kind of some weird shit right
caressing and whatever.
there. I don't know if I want to see that video, but yeah.
I definitely don't want to see that video, but but man, okay.
Now, I
All
wonder
right.
if it was a dare. Like if somebody said, "Here, I'm going to give you some money to go do this." You think that maybe it was a dare?
I still want to know how you tell the guy to do. You're going to take off your clothes. You're going to make out with the thing. You're gonna lick it. You're going to like
Look like you're humping the tree.
yeah. You're going to hump it. You're going to actually do like penetration.
Yeah.
Ow. Right? I don't understand why that was. Anyway,
I don't get it.
Like some people have fetishes that I don't understand, and I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna take the story in stride.
So let me ask you this.
Oh no,
I'll take it one step further, like I always do.
you don't. You're kidding.
I got in a conversation with a friend, and we started discussing how much money would it take for you to pleasure another man?
Oh, I don't want to like this question, but it's intriguing.
So, I mean, initially it was thrown out as, he was asked if he was given $1 million, would he pleasure a man? He said, absolutely. Let's go right out in public and I'll take care of business.
Well,
And I
$1
was
million
like, well, wait a minute.
is like, yeah, that's. I mean,
So I don't know how many years ago he was asked this question, but $1 million, I don't know.
well, this day and age, inflation and all that. I mean, would you have a price, or have you thought about it? What would it take?
I mean, a good dinner,
You just
some flowers.
you just want
I just want to be loved, Ryan. But no, in all seriousness,
Chipotle and a rose, and you're good.
is there a difference between in private and in public? Would you need more money to do it in a public setting than you would in a private setting?
Oh man, I can't even believe I'm even
Entertaining
thinking about
us?
this. Yeah,
If nobody found out,
it would need to be
would
more.
it be $1 million?
It would need to be more money in public for sure. Because,
public? Okay.
Well, yeah.
So in private, nobody finds out.
Well, if nobody finds out, then I mean, my question is, Trey, and I don't know why it came to mind so fast. Like, my question is, if you said, you know what, me, it'd be $1 million, you would be a steak dinner. if we said yes to this, does that make you gay? Because it's kind of like, well, you're just doing something for money. It doesn't, I mean, it's not like you want to do it necessarily. I don't know, maybe. Who knows who wants to do it.
Interesting.
But that's the point, is that you're not gay. You're just, I mean, it's technically a gay act, but
You're doing it for money.
would that make you feel like for the rest of your life, okay, maybe I'm bi, or maybe I'm gay.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm not who I thought I was.
Maybe I just like money a whole lot.
Yeah, but I mean, $1 million is $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you call life-changing money.
Let's hope Olivia doesn't listen to this. She might start pimping you out. So
She'd be like, I think, I need a new section of the house. So,
when I get here and there's a line of men out the door,
oh God,
I know what's going on.
that will not happen. I can promise you that. There will not
That's
be
a lot of millions.
There won't be a line.
There won't be a
There
line.
won't be a line. So, the other, Trey, I have way too many questions for this topic. My other question is, who's on the receiving end of this,
Oh, interesting.
and what do they get?
What do they get? Yeah,
What do they
think
get?
about that, because that can be a
Like-
difficult.
Would I, as a non-gay man, would I take $500,000 to receive oral sex
Oh,
from a man?
interesting. Can the lights be off?
No.
No.
I don't think that would help. You think that and you go, all right, whatever. I can't imagine. That's just me, though. That's just me.
And you would have to maintain eye contact the whole time.
God. That's an extra $250,000 right there. That's an extra quarter mil for eye contact.
Eye contact the whole time.
Quarter mil for eye contact.
You have to sit there and watch him in his eyes the whole time.
That may be $2 million.
That's
alone.
a deal breaker right there.
Oh,
$500,000 for the receiving, but $2 million if I have to look him in the eyes the whole time. Yeah. And you have to be sober.
I'm out. A sober receiving is $5 million. $5 million.
Another $5 million.
That's my price.
So $750 or $7.5 million is what you're.
That's yeah.
And $500,000 is just for the act itself.
That's the act, and then a quarter mil for the eye contact.
Yeah, I thought you said $2 million for the full eye contact.
Oh, that's right. So $5. You're right. 7.
And then another $5 sober.
If anybody wants to pay me $7.5 million, I will consider this.
And look you in the eyes the whole time. Hey,
but I can't have a drink.
So can I borrow $7.5 million?
No, you may not.
No, you can earn it though.
So all right. So what's your okay? So would you look a man in the eyes for anything less than $250,000?
Does he have
Does he have nice eyes?
Does he have nice eyes?
Yeah.
Caring
Let's say he has relatively nice eyes. Let's say he's got his lashes have been done.
That's what I'm talking about. And I'm receiving or am I giving here?
Now we're talking about receiving.
Receiving.
We know that you'll give for that steak dinner. Maybe a bouquet of roses.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
talking about the anxiety.
Receiving, what would the baseline receiving be just to get?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough question right there. I think I like I'll say the $500,000.
$500,000 just to receive. Okay, yeah. Look him in the eyes the whole time. $5, $10. Okay, you have to look his eye in the eyes the whole time. So right now you're at $500K. That's not a bad day.
Oh,
it's not a bad day. It's not a bad day.
For yourself.
I'm at 7.5, so you need to.
I want to be at 7.6.
You need to work your way up. So eye contact, but legitimate, because you're sober all the time. You don't drink.
Oh, that would suck.
So you may start drinking.
I may start drinking after that. I need something to pay for the therapy afterwards.
Right. Just drink. You don't need therapy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you can black out for this.
Go to my happy place. That's a tough one. Yeah.
So, in all I know that when I say in all seriousness, it's difficult with this question.
With all due respect,
but it is. If you think about it, people, think about it. And with we don't even include women in this because guess what? I have this theory that all women are bisexual anyway. Like it's just nothing to kiss another girl to me. I mean, they'll claim. Some people say, "Oh, no, that's gross."
I thought you were going a different route. I was going to let a woman do that to me for free. But,
I probably would too.
Yeah, I'd look her in the eyes. Yeah.
Depends on the woman, right?
Yeah.
Each woman has a different price point.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm saying is that if you looked at a woman randomly, if we had two women that we just met in here and said, "Hey, what you're a straight woman, what would it take for you to perform oral sex on another woman?" I don't think it's much. I mean, I can't.
You don't think so?
No, I just think that it's not that big of a deal. It's like they almost laugh at us for thinking it is a big deal.
I've had some that said they think of it just like if we were to kiss another guy, they don't
really.
It's not appealing to them. So,
and so that's my thought, and I don't know. Women, again, write us, slap me if you see me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like it's not as big a deal for you guys because Trey and I believe that women are just more attractive as a whole.
Yeah, I was about to say, would it be easier for a very, very, we'll say, super straight woman? Let's ask your wife. Would she be more willing to kiss a beautiful woman
than me, or
kiss a very unattractive man? which one would she do easier?
I mean, she would say the man.
You think she would still go with the man?
Yeah, I think knowing her, that's just not her deal, you know?
Gotcha.
But I just think as a whole, I'm thinking about most women, and I feel like I've met so many women that it's just like, it's not a big deal.
Gotcha.
We're just hanging out, and I'll give her a peck on the lips.
Yeah, but women are definitely more beautiful than men.
Well, as a whole, right? Curvy and whatever, and
they have the boobies and stuff.
That whole thing. Why are we obsessed with boobs? You know what? That's a whole other topic. We'll have a specialist.
Okay.
We'll have somebody a boob specialist on.
We'll bring one of our therapists in.
One of our therapists will come on and explain the boob thing. But anyway, yeah, that's. I'm not sure how you thought that question would go, and if we we lived up to it. I don't know if I'm excited or scared that I have landed on a number.
7.5 million.
7.5 eye contact, and I have to be sober. Now, what did I say? 2. So I'm 2.5. It's 5 million just to be sober.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2.5 if I can get drunk. That may be it. What I
2.5 to get drunk.
2.5 to get drunk
and look them dead in the eye the whole time.
But I won't care. I'm drunk, right? Anyway, okay, that was an interesting question. That may be one of our next social media polls.
Yeah.
Is for this amount, would you? But
no pun intended.
No pun intended. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that was fun, Trey. Good question.
Yeah.
Tonight, you're killing it.
I like to bring this serious too.
Like I said, I just thought it was funny that we were so upset about something that was going on politically in our country, and then all of a sudden we got really down to the serious after that.
Yeah.
So.
What if it was somebody famous?
Well, now you're just really adding a whole new
dynamic to it.
I don't know though. I don't know how many famous people. I mean, but what if we talk about our man crushes? Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on. Skarsgård, I may knock off 500,000 for Skarsgård.
I can't even think about The Rock.
The Rock, yeah. I mean, that doesn't even have to be a steak dinner. Just grab a couple burritos on the way home, right? For The Rock.
Give me a pat on the butt. Say good game.
Stick of gum, pack of gum.
Shit. Okay.
Move on. So tonight, let's end the show with our self-awareness. Eventually, I'll learn how to say it. It's our aware of being self-aware.
Awareness of self-awareness.
Of self-awareness. And so, again, we haven't done what we started out doing, which I definitely want to get back to, which is bitching about stupid people and all the people that really, really piss me off. And Trey.
People, yeah.
I mean, drivers, and of course, I thought last time in the gym, Trey was going to bring some of those people up, but it ended up being him flexing in the mirror. That was his awareness. But tonight, I want to talk about a follow-up to what I did mention on the last show, which are these douchebags on Twitter. And you can roll, go ahead and give me a quick eye roll, because everyone laughs because I cannot.
The twatters.
The twatters. I can't stay away from it. It's like if somebody says something about me that's completely inaccurate, based on something that's completely out of context, it just kills me. I don't know why I feel the need to try and prove myself.
You realize these people don't know you, right?
That's my point to them, is you have no clue what you're talking. But then everybody goes, "Hey, really, Ryan? Like, these people, half of them or more just do this for fun. They just get under people's skin."
I don't know if you know this, Ryan, but it's very easy to push your buttons.
Every time I keep thinking I'm progressing in therapy about this issue. Somebody says something on Twitter.
You're like, son of a...
And of course my therapist is like, cha-ching. Like, here we go.
It may be your therapist.
He's like, yeah, you should go ahead and you should talk shit to these people. Yeah.
Fake Twitter accounts just to fuck with you.
Fake, yeah. He's got like 20 of them.
I wonder what Ryan will say to this.
Yeah. But this one yesterday, and what I'm trying to do is get out there talk to people, spread the word, talk about our show a little bit. Right now, we're in polarizing times, as we've talked about with issues. And so I'll see something that somebody posts, and I get on there, and I usually want to make sure that I try and make sure people understand that I'm coming from a neutral spot, and that I'm allowed to think about one issue over here without being considered a Republican. Or I'm allowed to think about one issue over here without being considered a Democrat, because the whole point of being independent, which I believe that both of us are, based on what we've talked about, that's where we stand, which is issue by issue, case by case. Let's talk, learn, establish opinions, all that, yada, yada, yada. And so for somebody to come on yesterday and call me a bigot, and to call me a that I'm transphobic.
I didn't mean to call you that. I don't even know what that means.
Is it your handle that
Sorry.
I should be looking at?
Go ahead.
Are you at douche 103 or whatever? Because that's
It's douche.
douche 103. And so I'm sitting here going, I'm none of those things. Come on. I think there's proof on the show when we talked about trans, and all I ever said was, "Be happy. I'm okay. I'm good." That doesn't mean I think you should kick everybody's ass in women's sports,
Right.
but that's something I'm willing to talk about.
Right.
It doesn't mean I'm transphobic, you dumbass. And then the bigot word, the word bigot is it's something that's just like thrown around like race card. Everything's just thrown around like it's nothing. And so the true bigots and the true racists are not accounted for,
right?
Because they're just a part of this narrative. And so I just got so fired up. I'm sitting here going, look, and I spent back and forth with this motherfucker for like 10 tweets back and forth. And all they say is, see, you're acting like a child. I'm like, I'm literally not. I'm giving you proof. It was so infuriating to me. And instead of just stopping, I kept going. And so my being aware of self-awareness is this. Do not be one of those people,
right,
who sits there and thinks that because you're so passionate about your views and that you're so just married to the side that you're on, which unfortunately is a lot of this country. Don't be married to that side, or don't tell people that don't want to be married to one side that they're this, and this, especially when you don't know them.
Right.
You don't know me. I'm a nice guy. If I ran into somebody that was trans, I would actually just want to talk to them,
right,
and like find out if they're okay, what they're going through, when did they figure. I mean, I would love to have. Look, I think you agree. If there's any trans person listening, or anybody knows somebody that's trans, I would love to talk to them if they're comfortable coming onto the
Absolutely.
show. I want to learn. But again, that doesn't mean that all the issues surrounding the trans issue aren't something that we can talk about, because we all live together. You can't sit there and say, oh, this person's a trans person, so everything becomes revolves around them. You just can't do that about anybody. You can't do that about us. Even though technically, in this country, the Caucasian is almost 70%. You still can't revolve only around them. A lot of people think we do, but that's not the case anymore. So, that is my... I should never end the show about Twitter douches.
You never should end a show upset.
No, I'm not upset. I just... maybe a little.
We need to go back to talking about how to earn $7.5 million.
7.5. What would I do to up that? I mean, how can I make a little more on this?
You have to hold his head the whole time.
Okay. So Twitter douches.
You have to caress his hair.
I think they would be like, do I have to wear something, or do I have to not wear like a shirt or something like that?
You have to massage his ears.
There's no touching on my end that I'm going to add to this.
No,
I don't think so, unless we're talking big money. I mean, look, how much to massage the ear?
per ear.
Per ear. Are we talking 1 million per ear, or are we talking? I mean, don't give me this 25,000 per ear. That's not going to do it.
Nothing.
No,
That's nothing.
That's not going to do it.
Lick the fingers.
Wet willies the whole
Go
time.
after those ears. Holy
Goodness
shit.
gracious. If anybody doubts that we have the ability to go back and forth on this show, then you need to listen to the last 10 minutes of episode 21. So things are going well. I think we'll stop there. I don't know whether to yell about the Twitter assholes or to talk about some weird thing where I'm getting $7.5 million to receive oral sex from a guy. I can't figure out which is more important. I can't figure out.
Hopefully our email box will blow up now.
Is this what it took, ladies and gentlemen? Is this what it took? Was something serious and something?
Imagine if we get an offer.
Well, I anticipate that, Trey.
I've got $8 million,
and I'm gonna just throw you to the.
No.
Sacrifice you to the. Yo, seriously though, what if somebody wrote us, Trey, and then we're gonna end the show, and they said, it's like that whole, what was that movie with Demi Moore, Indecent Proposal.
Decent proposal, yeah.
And they said, somebody wrote me at Ryan at stayinthegrade.com, podcast.com, and they said, hey, Ryan, what would it take for you to give Trey to me
Oh, shit.
for one night?
Not give
For
Trey
me,
to me.
the problem is I'd give him away $25. You're like, you're gone. No, but seriously, if he came and said, hey, what does Trey want for
A
that?
box of Provies.
A box of Provies and $25 gift card for Amazon. So
Chili's.
it's Chili's. If somebody did came to you, say they did go to Trey at Day in the Great Podcast and said, what would it take for just you doing that? Let's say you doing that to me and staying the night. No sex, just oral sex. I mean, really, what would it take? You've got to just. I mean, come on.
It has to be some life-changing moment.
You think it would be like? I mean, what's life-changing to you?
Oh.
I mean, and I know that it's hard. It's into the show and whatever, but $5 million, like in all reality,
It's not life-changing, I don't think.
that's not life-changing.
Not these days.
So you're saying if somebody would need to offer you $10 million more, and this is just to give a nice. Give a BJ. I mean, this isn't like some
Yeah, that's...
$10 million, and you're not.
We'll say $10 million. Let's do it.
You think? Well, I don't have the offer yet.
Oh.
Let's do it. Okay, it's interesting.
Negotiable.
It's interesting. I really want to know. Look, I think it'd be great to hear emails about the whole, Twitter thing, but I really want emails about this. What is your price point?
What's your price point? Yeah.
Yeah, hashtag what's your price point? There will be merch that has this on it now at this point.
Hashtag would you look into the eyes the whole time?
That's a long one.
That is long.
Just hashtag look in the eyes. Let's
Look into the
just
eyes.
do it. Let's be
in
in
eyes.
favor of that.
Deep.
So that was fun. I enjoyed that show. I'll say it at the end of every show. Hit us up. We've had a little more interaction with a few things on social media, and we're enjoying it. But we're seeing a lot of listens and follows and views and all that on social media. Don't be shy. Come talk to us. We're like the easiest people to talk to. We want to talk to you. That's one of the reasons we do this. And you're helping us. So do that, and we'll look forward to the next one. And do you have anything to add?
To what?
You're still thinking about your price point. Do you have anything to add to the show tonight?
Oh, no.
No? You're good?
I'm good. I'm kind of scared now.
Scared of what? That you came up
My
with?
price point might come down.
Oh. Well, now that you think about it, you need to analyze, because 10 million seemed steep when you said it. And then, whatever. We'll move on. Think about it, and we'll update you guys the next show with what our new price points are.
That's right. Depends on how the show goes.
It is not up for negotiation, by the way.
No.
That'd be funny if we did have somebody that wrote in and was trying to negotiate. What about 6 million? You're like, no.
We decided we
9
really
million.
needed cameras really bad. So Trey is out earning those cameras right now.
Yeah. We need to add video to this. So Trey is, I'm not sure where.
He'll be back on the show in it.
It's overnight, so we'll hope to hear from him in the morning time.
Ugh.
So, but anyway, we love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Later.
Later.
would let me wear a mascot outfit while I went down on him?
I think it depends on what the mascot is.
Oh.
What if it's his opposition team?
Oh, that's a good question.